immediately when you said Mumbo, but now we are.
Hey, so welcome, guys. It is breaking down the tape.
What up? What up?
Over there, you already know, it's Zach.
I don't know why I'm like pimping my shirt. It's just a white
Big
shirt.
white tee. What are you drinking, Zach? What are you drinking?
I'm actually going with Saranac today. I don't know where I put my empty bottle. I'm starting off, so we're drinking Saranac. I'm starting off with the Ruby Red Ale. It's actually pretty good. I tried their Blueberry Blonde the other day, and Saranac needs to keep fucking blueberries out of beer because that shit does not go together. What you got?
Ugh. Excuse me, I'm a little semi-drunk already.
Jesus, you old man. The old traditional. You'll love to see it.
Still waiting for them to sign us.
I know. Actually, I gotta get on emailing them. Not that they're ever gonna fucking answer me, but I mean,
oh no, we're probably like on the bottom of like their top 200,000 million list.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm sure every little Tom, Dick, and Harry is fucking reaching out to him. Can I please get a free whatever? Then they're gonna fucking take a look at our podcast and be like, yeah, fuck those guys. Fuck them.
But I still drink them.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, they don't have to sign us. They still have good beer. Fuck.
And over here, you already know, it's Hector. I said what I said.
After the introductions of the beer come the introduction of the people, as the order should be.
Yeah. You know. I mean, I started off with you and what you were drinking, and then, you know.
Fair enough. So what are you doing? You're watching the Yankee game over there, you were saying, right?
Literally, like I just little shiver. Like I know I should have my AC off right now, but I'm like getting like the chills and the tiredness from it.
Right. Yeah, you gotta sleep cold. If you don't sleep with the fan
yeah,
on,
but I refuse to turn it off. Yeah, I literally just finished my episode of Lucifer with Christy. She hopped in the bed getting ready, to hunker down. I turn on the Yankee game. It's only the bottom of the first, and they're up 3-0. It's for all the talk of those Red Sox fans.
You know how it is, man. You know the Yankees suck, and then at the end of the year when they wind up in first place, they cheated and had to buy their way. You know the fucking excuses, man.
Stanton's been hot. Last night he hit 2 homers. He drove in like 5 RBIs. The 3 runs tonight came from a 3-run home run from Stanton.
You said.
So, hopefully that he stays healthy and he keeps doing his thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I liked last night's game with Garrett Cole. Donaldson wanted to talk his smack, talking about Garrett Cole. And then he goes against Garrett Cole, and what happens? He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
Oof.
Was 0 for 5 in the whole matchup.
If you're gonna talk, you gotta back that shit up. You can't be going.
I was saying that the whole time me and Chris, you were watching the game. Whole time I was saying that. I was like, if you can't talk that shit, knowing that you're about to face him, and then not show up, what you gonna do? Using it as an excuse? Oh, he's using it.
Yeah. Every fucking pitcher is. See, it's not. I'm not. Like when you talk about, because I've had people call me out, oh, but you're going to go ahead and go on the Astros and ride the Astros for their cheating, but you're not going to ride pitchers for substances. Well, no, it's 2 fucking different things. You know what I mean? Like, you're not taking steroids. You're not using electronics to cheat. If you get caught, you get caught. And yeah, if you get caught, you should be fined. You should be whatever the suspension is. You should be kicked out of that game. I agree with you. But this is one of those things. It's like trying to steal signs at second base. You're not using electronics to do it. You're using somebody that's playing the game in the field of play. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that is acceptable to me. It's kind of like human error as far as I'm concerned.
I would say to an extent, because obviously, like, baseball has its rules about what kind of substances you can put on a baseball.
Yeah.
As people evolve and the world evolves and game evolves and, things go on in life, new and more substances and things come up and people get away with it because it's not on the ban rule, and
Right.
then they gotta update the rule. It's a never-ending cycle.
Right. I feel you.
Never-ending cycle. Like in the 80s, they didn't know about the stuff that they're using until the 90s, and then when they banned it by the 90s, they already had something better that weren't, against the rules, but it was cheating. You know what I mean?
I hear you, and I definitely agree with that.
Cycle,
I
but
definitely.
they do have to make. They do have to make those rules. I'm not gonna say. I will say to an extent they do have to make those rules to start hunkering down on the amount of cheating you're doing.
Sure, and look, and I'm not. Let me make it clear. And by the way, hi James, we love you too. We hate to love you, love to hate you. But
James, don't talk. I think you just got swept by the Astros. They out-cheated you guys. They literally out-cheated you guys.
See, the way that I look at it is, I'm not bad. I'm not mad at baseball for trying to crack down on it. Let me be clear, but, because like you said, that's the cat and mouse game that you play in all sort of governing bodies and those who are governed, right? I mean, everybody's trying to get the edge, and you said it perfectly. As time goes on, as athletes get better and better at what they do, the opposing team is going to try to find whatever way they can to make up for that, and either find the better athlete, which is few and far between. We're talking about freaks of freaks, or they're going to try and use some sort of outside substance or outside rule. I mean, Bill Belichick is the king of finding gray areas to live in, and then afterwards he's like, oh well, it wasn't really a rule against it. And then they have to make a rule against it. You know what I mean?
So he went straight Spygate with Tom Brady, and then.
I mean, yeah, and Deflategate, and I mean,
Spygate, Deflategate, and all that.
Yeah, and so I get it, and I'm not mad at the people who do it. It's when you go too far. Like, to me, the Astros with the electronic, with using a fucking camera in center field and shit, that's going too far.
Boston, when they were literally doing the same thing in 18, but they didn't get the heat that the Astros got, and they disbanded their squad fast enough that the MLB couldn't react to it.
Right.
Now that try to keep their squad together and hide it.
Right. Now that I agree with. That goes too far for me. That's outside the normal laws of the game. If for once I want to talk about there being unwritten rules, that goes too far against the unwritten rules for me.
And everyone talks about how like the Yankees are like, old school and shady, and they do create. I don't believe that. For a team that just went through a couple years of dealing with that kind of stuff, why would they do it? Like dealing with the outcome of being cheated by it, why would they do it? Knowing that the MLB as a whole will probably be hunkering down looking at them because they probably will be the first suspect to being salty of the outcome.
Now, like I said, if we're talking like the strict letter of the rules, yeah, the Yankees are guilty for cheating. Every team is guilty for cheating. If we're talking the strict definition of the rules, every single team is guilty of cheating in one way, shape, or form. Now, if you're talking about the same level to what the Astros and the Red Sox did, I don't know if I would take it that far. I don't think the Yankees are guilty of that. There's been no evidence.
And the whole thing with Garrett Cole. So right now, Garrett Cole, Josh
not a good look.
Look. Okay, so there was a coach, a trainer, or whatever, the guy that does the rubs for the baseballs or whatever, back with the Astros.
I'll let you rub my baseballs.
Stupid. That got fired a few years ago. And he called out a bunch of pitchers that were using certain rubs that weren't technically illegal or they weren't technically banned by MLB, but under some certain like guideline, it's technically illegal, but it wasn't illegal by the MLB.
Right.
So when he got fired from the shit, because the MLB finally said, like, oh, these are illegal, he shouted out a bunch of pitchers. And one of the key pitchers was Garrett Cole.
Right.
Well, my thing is Josh Donaldson went out his way to call out Garrett Cole because of that. Because, yes, I do believe he was using that spider tack whatever in the Astros. They all cheated over there. They all cheated, and they knew what they were doing over there. He was on that squad. He was the ace on that squad. They knew what they were doing.
Right.
I truly believe he was using it.
I don't disagree with that.
It's technically still now not illegal for the spider tech yet. That's why the MLB is bitching.
Right.
So for him, it's fine to use. Why isn't if it's not illegal by MLB? Why are you bitching that he's using it?
Right. Well,
if
because
it's not illegal to use, why are you bitching that he's using it?
Clout chasing, trying to stir up doubt, trying to stir up shit.
You know what I mean? Like people are like, "Oh, but batters aren't allowed to what?" There's minimal stuff batters can do to enhance their batting ability.
Right.
Obviously, corkbacks are already weaved out, and rosin up to a certain extent is weaved out.
Right.
Pitchers obviously are always going to find something to help with the grip. Now, I also agree what Pete Alonso said. Shit, let him use it. I rather, with how hard pitchers are throwing, I rather them have the grip of the baseball so they can at least throw it over the plate and not hit someone with the fucking baseball.
Right. I mean, so it's hard for me. Like, I agree with that sentiment, right? If we can make players safe, I agree with that. But I don't know if I agree with giving the competitive edge to pitchers, right? Already, arguably, the hardest thing in all of sports to do is hit a round ball with a round bat squarely in what, like 0.5 of a second or whatever you have in, whatever your decision-making time is in Major League Baseball. So it's already like arguably the hardest thing to do in all of Major League sports. Why make it even harder? Why give the edge even more to the pitchers?
I wouldn't say you're making it harder because now every hitter wants to go out there and hit for a home run and hit at velocities where it's 118, 119 off the bat. So now you got pitchers going out there where it's either strikeout or nothing. They're not going for a single. They're not going for a double. They're not going for stealing bases. No, it's a home run or nothing. So I need to strike this man out.
No, and I feel you, but it gives them the competitive edge because you could make that ball move. It's not just about straight line to the corner and straight line to wherever you want it.
Yeah.
You could make that ball do some wiffle ball ass shit at 90 miles an hour.
But that's why Pete Alonso's like, listen, I get it's a slight advantage to the point where like the off-speed pitches can move. But if you're throwing 98, 99, 100 miles per hour, I'd rather you have control of that, knowing that it's not going to fucking hit me, than you throw 100 miles per hour and it's so fucking erratic because you're trying to throw hard that, like, I don't know if pitch by pitch, if my life is on the line.
Pete can say that all he wants until they go ahead and allow those substances, and then his batting average goes down to below 100. Because 175 will become a ridiculously good batting average.
Hey, I'm not here defending the pitchers. I'm just saying, if they haven't made it illegal, you can't bitch at them for using it.
Now that statement, I agree with you. If it's a non-illegal substance and lives in a gray area.
But now every single substance, if the pitcher uses it, it's considered illegal. So they need them to only pitch with no substance, which is not possible. You need grip on the ball. You literally need grip on the ball. If not, it's a dangerous game.
So my question then, I guess to combat that. So before like fighting sports and shit like that, right? You go before a referee and he basically pats you down. He runs his hand through, in like MMA through your hair and stuff because you have fingers. But in boxing, they'll touch your gloves, make sure you don't have anything, all over yourself to make the hits glance off and stuff like that. So then before a pitcher comes out, whether it be, your opener, your fucking reliever, whatever, anytime somebody comes to pitch, should then the ump walk up to them and touch their glove, touch the ball, touch their hair, basically pat search them like an inmate and say, okay, here, since now you have nothing on you, here is the league approved 1 ounce of stickum that you're allowed to have. Boom, there's your allotment. Go throw the ball.
I feel like that's what's going to come it down to, because even MLB, they already came out where they're going to do multiple checks. They're going to do at least up to 9 random checks a game.
Bro.
A game. Which I believe that's where it comes down to, where the pitchers come in, you randomly pat you pat them down, you tell them this is how much stickum you could use, and every time someone comes in, you pat them down, and every inning that they come into pitch, because you're coming out the dugout.
Right.
You don't want them to, you check them again. Trust me, it's going to get to that point. It will.
So that's what's crazy to me is, and maybe you don't send them to the dugout, maybe you send them to the pitchers only zone. I don't know. That's just some absurdness. But regardless of how this winds up playing out, it's madness to me that the MLB is going so crazy into pitchers and trying to crack down on them, but yet they're letting fucking umpires call strikes that are fucking halfway into their better backs. They're letting them call fucking outs and not review it or whatever the deal may be, or still not overturn it.
You do some ridiculous shit
that
replays there's replays and you can argue calls and stuff, but you can't argue a ball or a strike.
Right, that's madness to me. And that changes the outcome of a game. But you're going to crack down on pitchers and have all of these fucking fines.
In basketball, I'm allowed to challenge the foul that a referee had just called. But I'm not allowed in baseball to challenge a ball or a strike.
Now, I get it. I don't think every ball and strike should be challenged because, Jesus Christ, how many fucking pitchers are thrown a game? You'll have a team out there fucking challenging everything just to go fuck yourself.
No, it's the same thing. It's look, basketball, you're allowed 2 challenges. Baseball, right. You're allowed 2 challenges for the plays.
I'm not sure, honestly. I think it is actually.
I think baseball's allowed 1 or 2 challenges during the whole game. Right. I believe one of those challenges, if you wanted to use it on a pitching call, you should be able to use it.
Right.
No, I want that reviewed. That's one of my challenges. I want that pitch reviewed.
To be honest with you, I am more of a fan of robotic pitchers, or robotic umpires behind the plate than I am challenging balls.
Because we need the era, because of the fact of there is those times where zones are expanded or zeroed in. You don't need the perfection of the zone. You just need consistency of the zone. That's what keeps the greatness of the game, because that's what makes pitchers and hitters so great. Not that you don't need the zone so perfect. You don't need it exactly where if it's in that thing.
But perfect is consistent, and if it's perfect, does not change. You have this 3-foot by 4-foot square that you must throw the ball within. Now everybody, what? I'll challenge you one further. I'll challenge you one further.
No, because that gives the entire advantage to the hitter at that point.
Well, that's exactly what I knew you were going to say. So that's why I'll take you one step further. I'll give you robotic so that strike zone is perfect. Period. End of story. Never changes. Put trackers in the ball. You only have this space to throw in no matter what. Then fine, allow pitchers to use whatever fucking substances they want. If we're going to give, because I agree with you, it is a complete advantage to the batter to know that this box never changes, period, then fine. I'll offset that advantage by giving pitchers the ability to throw 90-mile-an-hour wiffle ball curves. Fine.
I take it.
Boom. MLB, give us jobs.
Yo, Zach,
Rob Manfred.
Obviously, the only one that likes us is Adam Silver.
Yeah, for sure. Now we need to come up with great ideas for basketball. Because we've already got football.
So yeah. We're great at making. Let's go to the NHL. Let's try to deal with them. Adam Silver is holding down the NBA. Don't disrespect him.
Fair enough. Fair
We
enough.
don't need
I'm
him
just
stepping on
looking
our
for a
toes.
job at this point, man. I like my job.
We don't need to step on his toes. We don't need him shutting us down.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can appreciate that. But for the three of you guys who are listening, whoever listens to this in the future, comment down below on whatever you listen to this on or watch this on, and let us know what you think of A, the robotic umpires behind the plate, B, Hector's idea of letting the pitchers use whatever, and C, the idea of robotic umpires and pitchers using whatever to offset both.
And D, the fact that the Yankees have been on the winning streak while the Red Sox have just been getting like completely stomped on by the cheating Astros. Their predecessors.
I think Boda just hopped James. I keep calling him by his network, but I think James.
No, he deserves it. He deserves it. It's Boda. He's a figment of our imagination.
Well, exactly. I think the figment that is James just hopped in simply to say his Red Sox comment, and then he bounced. Oh shit! I saw something on I think Instagram. He has a pretty decent setup, man. They all had like a nice little like living room area with like a TV or god damn it,
it's where they circle jerk.
What up, James?
Where they circle jerk.
But no, they had a pretty nice setup from what I saw. I mean, they were all wearing Bruins jersey, which is kind of
they were getting prepared for their ritual where they had the new guys clean the whole room.
Yeah. Don't insult your socks. We're not insulting your socks.
That was the whole part of the sports me take. He was getting ready for the circle jerk this weekend.
Okay, that's what he was breaking out the brooms for. The
cleaning, glass cleaner, and all that. It was for the circle jerk that they were doing.
James, if you ever stop ducking us, man, I would love to either be on yours or you on us. Jesus Christ, I think that'd be.
Of course, he would like to be on you or you on us. Come on.
You know what, James? Here, I'll make you a bet. Even though we've offered for you to be on plenty of times, if you can get like 50 hashtag James Boda on breaking down the tape or whatever fucking hashtag.
If you can get about 100, post up. The Red Sox suck, and if you can get 100 people to like that comment, we'll bring you on.
The deal has changed. You're no longer allowed to come on for free. The Red Sox suck coming from your mouth must get 100 likes. There you go.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the price of admission from here on forward to get on breaking down the tape. Is you must post the Red Sox suck and get 100 likes.
Hey! You know what? You know what's even better? Let's keep it on Boston. Did you see the Boston Bruins just get fucking spanked by the Islanders?
Okay, I don't. So,
like, I'm not an Islanders fan. I'm a Rangers fan. But like I stated before, if it's New York and they're playing Boston, I want Boston to lose. Now, if the Islanders go on and they play a team that I could wish that they can lose to, sweet. But if there's a team that I'd rather them not win, I'm still going to go with New York.
I get what you're saying, but like, you know how I'm like a casual Knicks fan, so I don't really get like a metric fuck ton of say in like what I want to.
But you're still with the real New York team. You're not going to go Brooklyn.
Well, exactly. But that's what I'm saying, like about the Rangers and the Islanders, man. Like, do you understand the amount? Like, if I were to compile all of the bullshit that I have talked against the Islanders into a book, it'd be bigger than 10 encyclopedia stacks.
Yeah,
but the difference for them.
The difference with the Nets, though, is that the Islanders were built up slowly to become this. The Nets, literally, they brought them from Jersey, brought them over to New York to try to make them a New York team, and then literally went out and was just like KD, Kyrie, James Harden, Griffin, like just brought them all, like paid to bring them all over and build a squad.
It doesn't matter. Do you think Long Island, sports aside, is Long Island part of New York?
I don't. I forget Long Island is part of New York, so no, I don't think about it.
Exactly. It's why I can't root the fucking Islanders. But no, it puts me in such an awkward bind because it's the goddamn Bruins. like I'm happy, but it tastes like vomit coming out of my mouth to say that I'm rooting for the Islanders.
I'm just okay. I'm just fine with it if they beat Boston. Then after that, I could care less.
It just even still, it just puts me in the worst spot. Apparently, James is a Bolts fan, not a Bruins fan.
Yeah, so. Because you're a fake Boston fan. You're riding dicks of anyone that's semi good. So why are you even a Red Sox fan?
Because he's from Boston.
It don't make sense. If you're gonna ride dick of people that are good, why be a Red Sox fan? You should be.
Some
a Yankee
people
fan
have
then.
multiple sports. Sports fan. What? Did I freeze on you?
No. I see you.
Okay. Okay. Well, you just like ignored me. Damn it.
I just get
James, you know what the buy-in price is. You know what the buy-in price is.
I already said what I said. I already said what I said.
Oh shit. Oh my god. So, what sport are we talking about next, or who wants to bring up a topic?
Yo, so Watson. Did you see that Watson take?
You did? Yes, I did. I believe I commented on it. I've been busy.
I mentioned it to you. I was like, yo, Watson's ex-teammate, sorta, very close friend.
You lived in Tampa Bay.
I lived in Tampa Bay. So now you're telling me you're a Tom Brady dick sucker.
No. He lived in Tampa Bay before Tom Brady went there. He's in Boston now.
No.
Oh my god.
I said what I said.
Oh my god. Anywho, yes, I saw that Deshaun Watson take. You texted me on it before you put it on Sports Meet, and it's funny because at the time I hadn't seen anything about it. And then about an hour later, I only saw one article. It didn't blow up like I thought it was going to. And
I mean, it's not going to blow up because it's Deshaun Watson until the actual trial and case goes down. That's when it's going to start getting more publicity because then it's going to be like, oh shit, what's going down with his life right now? Anything beforehand now, obviously everything blew up. Let me defend my damn self. Shut up. You don't deserve to defend yourself anymore.
Why are you after James tonight, man? The Red Sox got you feeling some kind of way?
Nah, they just got swept, bro. By a team that we spanked at Yankee Stadium, by the way.
We'll let you come on here if Red Sox suck can get 100 likes.
If you jump on in a Yankee Derek Jeter jersey.
Does it have to be Derek Jeter?
No, it could also be Mariano Rivera.
Okay. I mean, I don't have like an official name on this, but I've got like a Yankee shirt for him.
No. You're okay, Zach. I'm saying him.
Oh, I know. I'm okay. I was just saying I got one for him.
No.
But anyway, I want to keep talking about this Deshaun Watson thing. I agree with you that no matter what, it's going to obviously, right? Like we have to wait for whatever trial or whatever outcome will be, which I haven't heard a lot of in a bit now.
No. I actually after everything that were like the lawyers were like wanted the names of it all died down.
Right. Yeah, after some would rather I have to read this comment. I'm sorry. Some women came out and said that they would settle. Some women came out and said that
pinstripe underwear, Boda. Cut it out.
Cut it out. But no, so yeah, after that, I haven't heard much on it, and I'm not here to fucking speak about the trial. It's not my fucking place.
No.
But what I am interested in is the Broncos have been a talking point since the beginning, and I'm a little surprised about it. I put that take up on Sportsme as a matter of fact.
Well,
Come on, old man, stay awake from me. Take your Viagra.
Sorry, no, I just like I said, I was drunk before I got on.
That's all good.
What is with the Broncos though? Like, what makes you want to go to the Broncos?
Well, from what I understand, they have a decent defense. They have Jerry Jeudy. I don't remember their running back's name
You're
for the
Deshaun Watson. You're Deshaun Watson. Like, put the accusations aside. You're Deshaun Watson. And the place that you want to go is Denver. Out of all the teams in the league that you can go to and win a Super Bowl with, you pick Denver.
No, in all honesty, I'm doing everything I can to get into Green Bay. If I'm Deshaun, I'm hiring the best marketing team that money can buy.
See,
And I'm putting whispers. Not that I think that obviously they'll trade me to Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers. Clearly, Aaron Rodgers would not go to the Texans. But I'm hiring the best marketing team in the world to try and put whispers out there and try and find some sort of like 3, maybe 4 crazy way deal that I can get into fucking Green Bay if I'm Deshaun.
I was thinking San Fran.
That's my second choice.
I was thinking go to the Niners, send Garoppolo straight over, or even fuck it. You can send over a homeboy that they just Trey Lance. Send Trey Lance over to Texans.
You think the Texans would take a 1-for-1 Deshaun Watson for Trey Lance?
Now, obviously, there's going to be stuff in between.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about just.
I'm saying like it's part of the deal. Like part of the deal. Like, you can either take Garoppolo or you can take Trey Lance. Fuck it. I don't even care who you take at this point.
I'd rather, if I'm the 49ers, I'd rather send Garoppolo than Trey Lance.
Obviously, but like at the same time, you got Watson for 10 plus years. You're gonna have Trey Lance for instead of backup for 10 plus years? I don't think so. Right. You're gonna eventually have to get rid of him for some value.
Yep, but what you can do is either use, like, if Deshaun Watson doesn't play out the way you want him to, you can use Trey Lance to come in and start and then trade Deshaun, or you can use Trey Lance as trade bait.
True.
You know, but if I'm Deshaun, I want Green Bay.
You know, Trey Lance is not getting any playing time anyway. So what's the point of holding him over the next 5 years? If you have, if it's Trey Lance as your backup and you have Deshaun Watson as your starting quarterback, when in the next 5 years do you see Trey Lance touching the field?
Barring an injury, I don't. So that's why I keep him for one. That's why. But because he can be better trade bait down the road.
I'd rather have Garoppolo as a veteran, like a Fitzpatrick type quarterback.
That's also fair. But Trey Lance can run the same kind of system that Deshaun Watson can. So God forbid Deshaun Watson goes down, Trey Lance can come in and run it almost seamlessly. Whereas Jimmy Garoppolo is not the same kind of
agree. Remy doesn't agree.
Well, I'll tell Remy I'm sorry that I fucked up earlier because I was driving. Sorry, Remy.
Yeah, she's not paying attention to you. She said, you know, you can lick my asshole.
I love you, Remy. I'll leave Hector to do that.
She sleeps on my side of the bed anyway. All the dogs do. Literally all the dogs do.
So Christy gets all the space.
Yes, but yes, she denies that she does.
They always do, big dog. They always do. But no, I don't know. So, like I said, the 49ers were my second option, but I would rather have Trey Lance as my backup simply because I can run the same kind of offense.
All right, yeah.
With Jimmy Garoppolo, I have to change some things. He's not as athletic as the other two, which, again, Trey Lance is unproven, but we know he's as athletic as Deshaun Watson. Not saying he's as accurate. I'm not saying all the same tangibles are there. I'm just saying in what we would call athletic, I could consider Trey Lance in the same category as Deshaun Watson. So.
And honestly, besides those two teams, I really don't like. Where else would you see Watson going? Like honestly, I don't really see many places where teams would take that risk.
Maybe the Falcons. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe Washington. They don't really have a real quarterback.
I don't see Washington taking that risk.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, like, teams that I can think of without solid starters. It's kind of too late in the game. I whether this is a fucking smear campaign or not, this sexual assault allegation really has just fucked them.
The way it looks and the way it's running, it seems like Watson, his career is on the borderline of being over.
Yeah, it's definitely on pause for now. You know. What up, big fella? What's up, big dog? Case up in the chat. Watson to Green Bay. I don't know if you heard me say that or if you just hopped in. But if you
Aaron
didn't hear
Rodgers,
me,
if he heard that he was going to Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers would be like, you know what? I want to fuck up the AFC East. I'm going to the Patriots.
Stop it. First of all, so case of then great minds think alike, since that just hopped in your head, because I literally said the same thing before you hopped on. Is that I think Deshaun Watson would go over to Green Bay. And yes, Hector, I did say stop it because no, I don't no.
How bad would that be? No. How bad would that be?
But they do have a connection. Robert Kraft does love his massages. So,
Aaron Rodgers does like to give massages.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe
squeaky.
Of teams that don't have real starters. I mean, the Patriots are one of them. Joe, the Eagles could possibly take the risk.
Hell no, he wouldn't go to the Eagles. Shut up, Joe. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to say shut up, but like, hell no.
I love how you're nicer to Joe and far meaner to James. But
Michael Vick is a legend. Like
so, but now I think
he fit the role of what the Eagles wanted. Aaron Rodgers don't fit that.
No. I think he's talking about Deshaun Watson to the Eagles.
Watson to the
because I think that's why he's making the Michael Vick comparison, because Vick had the dogfighting conviction and they took a chance on him. Watson doesn't have a conviction, but if you're talking about people who have a bad rap, yeah, Joe's talking about Watson, then it makes sense. But I think that when they traded Wentz, I think they put themselves back against the wall and they have to back Jalen Hurts at this point. Otherwise, why not? What?
Who else do they have? Come on.
They have nobody behind Hurts, essentially, but I feel like if they were going for Watson, they would have tried to get Wentz down there for Watson.
I do believe Watson, Smith, tandem, a Watson-Smith tandem would be fucking scary.
Right.
Like, yeah, Watson throwing to Devontae Smith, like, that would be, like, that'd be nuts.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, like I said, I personally, I just think the Eagles have put themselves into a corner where they're forced to back Jalen Hurts. I feel like they would have made the move by now. We're starting to get late in the offseason. I mean, we're a couple of weeks away from.
They're already in OTAs. Yeah, they don't have a real backup for that. Obviously, they're going to pick someone up.
Right. Yeah, I think they have two fucking nobodies behind Hurts, but I think it's just too late in the offseason game to go for Watson, especially when you could have tried.
I mean, it don't matter. They know what's going to happen. The Eagles are going to be fourth in the division. Cowboys are going to be third. Washington Redskins are going to be second, and the Giants are going to be first.
Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no.
That's what I said.
How are the Giants going to be first?
They have, first of all, a really good defense. Especially the way they finished off last season, that's a really good defense. And they bolstered it.
Bias.
I like it, Hector. Yes, I like it, Kev.
Calling bias.
Nope. They got a really good defense. They got I said what I said. A really good defense. They got a decent offensive line. Barkley's coming back. He's going to be 100%. And Daniel Jones got weapons on weapons on weapons. So they got actually a pretty good offense. All the Cowboys got is an offense with absolutely no defense. All the Redskins got is a defense with absolutely no. Washington football team got the defense with absolutely no offense. And the Eagles, really? You want to talk about that?
I'm gonna let Joe take this one away. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't trust Jones for shit. I don't care what fucking weapons he has. I don't care if he's coming out there with a
nothing out of my mouth said I trust Jones.
Someone's got to throw the weapons the ball, yeah?
All I'm saying is that he doesn't need to, and it hasn't even come out my mouth until right now. He doesn't need to do much. Like you said, Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer won 75,000 football Super Bowls because he's an okay quarterback. Then won Super Bowl. All you need is an okay quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I'm out of your mouth, Zach. Out of your mouth. Trent Dilfer. Oh, Trent Dilfer.
Technical difficulties.
Exactly. Trent Dilfer. You need an okay quarterback. Jones don't need to go out there and be fucking Peyton Manning. He doesn't need to be. He needs to go out there and make plays. The proper plays. Let Saquon does what he does. Let the defense do what they do, and you got weapons that can make plays. Don't go out there thinking you're fucking Slinger McSlingy and you can throw bombs or fucking do some Patty Mahomes type shit. No, just make the necessary play.
My dude said Slingy McSlingy. That absolutely must be the hashtag of the night. But anyway, I can't argue with you, right? Like I've made that argument before, is that you just have to be a mediocre quarterback, and I obviously will agree with that because that's what I fucking said. But I don't. Daniel Jones has a turnover problem. Did you just blur me out, bitch?
I was copying you.
Oh, Daniel Jones has a turnover problem. And I don't know.
But that can, all right, so that can always be fixed. Your arm, trying to be accurate, trying to fucking ding a pass, trying to all that, cannot be easily fixed. Daniel Jones has all that. His problem is turnovers, not interceptions, fumbles. You can always fix the way you hold a ball to stop a fumble rather than any other aspect of the football game.
You can try. Now, and look, K-Sub, I stood on what I said, and I'm not backing off of it. You just need a quarterback to be mediocre with a great defense. I'm not backing away from it. But all I'm saying is I don't necessarily trust Daniel Jones to be mediocre. I don't trust him to not turn the ball over. And again, I've said it.
You just have to exist between scary on the NFC least is Dak.
What did you just say?
The only quarterback in the NFC least that anyone can be scared of is Dak. Besides that, I would put Dak, Daniel Jones, and then I don't even put any of the other teams in the list because
can you stop disrespecting Fitzmagic? Can you stop disrespecting Fitzmagic? Number one. Number two,
I'm not disrespecting him, but I'm not putting him as a quarterback where I'm like, this man is leading your team to the fucking Super Bowl.
No, and that I agree with you. But hey, as a counterpoint, Washington has arguably the best defense in that division. So I
wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no.
Okay, so then all Fitzmagic has to do is be mediocre, right? By my logic and by your logic, Fitzmagic just has to be mediocre.
Which is true.
If I'm asking my quarterback to be the better mediocre quarterback, I like Fitzmagic better than I do like Daniel Jones. In mediocrity. I'm not asking potentials. I'm not saying when it all shakes out will be the better quarterback. I'm saying this season, if I have to choose who's going to be the better mediocre quarterback, I'm taking Fitzmagic.
When you put it in that sense, Fitzmagic would always be, no matter what quarterback you put against him, would always be the better mediocre quarterback.
So then if I consider Daniel Jones only mediocre, then I'm going with the better mediocre quarterback.
I guess. I guess. It doesn't make really logical sense, but I guess.
I don't have to make logical sense. I don't know what the fuck was in my beard. K-Sub, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Great. He's been in the league for 17 years. Awesome. I'm glad that that's a thing. So?
He's not better than Daniel Jones, but careers.
In the long run, in the career,
basically in his gameplay right now, you can say, yeah, he's better than Daniel Jones. Why? Because Daniel Jones only's been in the league for like fucking 3 years.
Sure, but I'm not comparing career to career, because I think when careers shake out, Daniel Jones is going to be better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm not an idiot. But I think that if I'm asking a quarterback to be more mediocre right here, right now, based off of what I saw last year, I'm leaning on Ryan Fitzpatrick more. Yeah, he's got experience, and like I said, when it comes down to it, I think Daniel Jones will have the better overarching career.
Than smart.
So I just simply think that this year, if you're asking me who's more dangerous, I think Fitzpatrick is more dangerous than Jones. A, because I think he has the better defense, and B, because I think he'll be better mediocre than Jones is. Fine, Fitzpatrick. So Kevin,
that's where I differ, because you're like, your thing is like, he has the better defense. He has the better defense, but okay, Daniel Jones got the better offense. He has Saquon Barkley, Tooney, Galladay, Rudolph. Like, he has a better offense. He can go out there and sling the fucking ball. Sling.
And that's why I don't trust him. And to Kevin's point, Ryan Fitzpatrick has nothing to prove, so he's going to make the safe play. He's going to make the easy. It's not going to get you a lot of yards. It's not going to.
That's where I think you think that Daniel Jones is going for the big play. He doesn't have to. He has all the big plays with the weapons, but then he has his safety blanket, Barkley. He could dump it off and let him do work.
But I agree with you. He can. I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to see Barkley.
I don't think he will in the start of the season. He wants Barkley to make sure he feels 100% off the ACL tear. But I feel like by like week 5, week 6, it's Barkley galore. It's dunk galore. After so many deep throws, it's Barkley galore, and Barkley's going to tear it up.
But see, I think I agree with you in the beginning of the season. I don't know. I don't agree with your aspect of Daniel Jones' mentality, but I do agree that they'll go deeper than shorter at the beginning of the season to give Barkley the time. But I think it's like quicksand. I think Daniel Jones is going to be forced to go deeper early in the season and have a lot of bad plays. And because he's had a lot of bad plays, even when Barkley is 100% again, he's going to try and force the ball more and more and more, because athletes, as much as they say they don't, they watch the news. They hear these talking heads. They're on social media. They know everybody is calling him out, and he's going to try and prove all the haters wrong. New York is a big spotlight, and I think he's going to get himself in trouble because he's never going to look down and see Barkley.
You know what? All he has to do is make a phone call to Eli Manning. Eli Manning will tell New York to shut the fuck up.
Eli Manning has no power here. Excuse me. Eli Manning has no power here. Peyton Manning has more power in fucking New York than Eli does. Peyton Manning got a whole ass garbage coach hired in New York.
I respect that Peyton's the better quarterback and the better brother and the better athlete and everything. Eli, when it comes to football in New York, Peyton, yeah, people respect Peyton. Eli runs New York Giants.
Bro, half of Giants fans were calling for Eli's head for half of his career.
But did they call for his head when he was winning Super Bowls?
No, because it was against the Patriots. Eli
Exactly.
Manning is the most mediocre quarterback. That he's not the most mediocre quarterback.
You said out of your mouth, all you need is a Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, and that's all Eli Manning is. That's all Eli Manning is.
So shut up then. You can't
that doesn't
say
mean he runs New York.
You can't say that. Who's better, Trent Dilfer or Eli Manning?
Eli Manning.
Okay, so
the bar is low.
You know what? For now on, instead of using Trent Dilfer as your you need a mediocre quarterback, I want you for now on say Eli Manning.
I've said that before.
I want you for now on, instead of Trent Dilfer, never use Trent Dilfer again. I want you to use Eli Manning.
I will happily. I'm pretty sure K-Sub's heard me say that. I know for a fact you've heard me say that. I know for a fact many of people who have heard me say that Eli Manning deserves none of his Super Bowls. And in fact, he had wide receivers bail his ass out and a great defense step up in the championship.
He's a quarterback. He's supposed to throw it up, and receivers are supposed to make plays.
No, he's supposed to make smart passes, and he made Amani Toomer make the most ungodly bullshit.
That wasn't Amani Toomer, but okay.
What?
The helmet pass? That wasn't Amani Toomer.
Oh, it wasn't, my bad. Whoever the fuck it was. Who was it?
It was I can't even remember off the top of my head.
Are you sure it wasn't?
No, it wasn't Toomer. It wasn't Toomer.
Either way, he made a receiver make a ridiculous ass fucking catch off of a worse than 50-50 ball.
He bailed out of a 3-man sack and threw a fucking pass up to a receiver that can try to make a play, and he made the play.
So before I get to the destruction of that, we've got never mind. So K-Sub is now agreeing that it's David Tyree. So it's David Tyree. My apologies. I did have a Giants fan agreeing with me for a second. But Joe Maldonado is right. It was David Tyree. But he bailed out of the sack, which I will give him credit for. I'm not going to take that from him. He bailed out of a 3-man sack and came out of something that no one ever thought he'd come out of.
He threw a pass to a receiver that was going open and ended up leading into a fucking double team. And he just went up and what they do, catch it at the highest point. That's what he did.
Your statement alone was going open and threw it into a double team.
No, it was a.
That's what you said.
He bailed out, saw the man open, threw the pass, and as the ball was coming down, because obviously he threw it super fucking high, I give it wasn't the perfect fucking throw. It ended up coming in where it was a 2-on-1 jump play. And what happened? You catch the ball at the highest point. And what happened? David Tyree came down with it.
David Tyree bailed out a bullshit throw. If that throw was intercepted, everybody and their mother would have, and you yourself would be screaming, he should have thrown that away. He should have thrown that ball away. David Tyree bailed his ass out.
One play where he tripped over his feet, landed on his ass, and before he got touched, he threw a fucking bullshit throw to like the fullback that was like bubbling out for a first down.
I do not know the play that you're talking about, so I'm not going to comment on that. I genuinely don't.
Oh man, I just saw the play today. Actually, I should have sent that shit to you.
Please do when you do. Now I'm not copping out because I truly, if that occurred and I see it and it occurred the way you said it will, I'll give you the credit there. But I truly do not know the play that you are talking about. But plays like the David Tyree catch, bro, you're telling me that you would want your quarterback bailing out of a 3-man sack to throw any ball downfield at all.
When there's fucking 50 seconds left in the game.
You live to fight another day.
It's third down and you got nothing else to fucking lose?
You've got another down to lose. You have fourth down. You don't fucking know. David Tyree made a 0.001% catch and bailed out a bullshit throw.
You would. Yeah, I like the fact that you stand on your bullshit.
I am going to stand on my bullshit. I've been saying it ever since. And you're trying to call me out by saying, "Oh, use Eli Manning's name instead of Trent Dilfer's." I have, and I will. I don't think Eli Manning deserved either of his Super Bowls at all. I think his team got hot
comeback wins. How can he not deserve his Super Bowls?
Because his team bailed his ass out. His defense
That's what
went
a team is supposed to do. Bail out your quarterback when they're not playing elite.
You just said it. He wasn't playing elite. So he didn't. Elite quarterbacks deserve their Super Bowls. Players that play elite in their Super Bowl. If you need your team to bail you out, you didn't earn that Super Bowl.
Tom Brady doesn't deserve 7 Super Bowls then. Tom Brady does not deserve 7 Super Bowls then.
Actually, I can get behind that.
Tom Brady does not deserve 7 Super Bowls.
I can get behind that. His defense, all he had to do was score 10 points last game.
His defense, his kicker, and cheating. That's how he won Super Bowls.
Cheating can be argued, but I can agree with the other two. If you want me to switch up, all of a sudden you're looking at the wrong man. I agree with you. Terry.
Shella.
But yeah, I can get behind that. I'm not going to switch up on you. I can get behind that completely. I've always said it. Not always. Recently, because I never thought that Tom Brady could fucking go to another team and win a Super Bowl. But I've said it that Tom Brady's genius is because of his contract negotiations in the offseason to build a team around him. I'm not going to switch up on you. I'll hold the same energy, my dude.
I don't know.
The point being,
I don't get your hatred with the Giants. You hate
my hatred of quarterbacks. I have no beef with the Giants. I have beef with quarterbacks. I have beef with their fans that put quarterbacks on these pedestals.
I'm not putting him on the pedestal. I just think he's better than most of the quarterbacks besides Dak Prescott in the NFC East.
If we're talking about Daniel Jones, I think in the long run, he will be better than most of the quarterbacks in the NFC East. I agree with you.
Who's the long run? That's what I'm saying. Who's above him in the NFC East?
This season.
Besides Dak.
Are we talking career or this season?
No, this season, besides Dak in the NFC
East. Fitzpatrick is better this season. Hands down. Career-wise, yeah, I agree with you. But this season, based off of what I'm forced to go off of, which is last season, Ryan Fitzpatrick, hands down, is better than Daniel Jones.
Next topic.
Fast forward.
This fucking guy.
Look, man, I keep the same energy no matter fucking what. You can disagree with me all you want, but I keep the same fucking energy. Anywho, what other topics do we have? We talked about Julio Jones on the last episode.
So I went and I was looking online to order my Atlantic Hawks jersey so I can fucking do the miles per hour challenge.
Couldn't find it in the mall.
No, I went to the mall and I'm sorry, we're in New York. There's no Hawk jerseys.
That's why when you brought it up to me, I was like, are you sure you're gonna find it there? I don't think they're gonna have Hawk shit in New York.
Like, maybe I'll find something cheap, maybe a little fucking like super extra small young jersey or something.
Right.
They didn't even have that. You know,
you gotta special order your shit from miles per hour down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna order a jersey so I can do the challenge, and because I gotta say a man to my word. Fucking Sam Hot Takes finally decided to trade me in fantasy baseball.
Oh, how'd that work out? What did you trade for?
So I try to get Phillies like second backup pitcher, Wheeler, like he's like the second best pitcher on the rotation. Sure. And I was like, you know what? He needs second baseman. He needs everyone, honestly. He needs second baseman, third baseman, outfielders. His outfielders are actually elite, but he needs second, third, he needs infield.
Right.
So I try to give him gone.
I heard gone. I heard it, and then the pause. Gone.
First home run of the rookie first baseman of his career. Hey,
Nice.
2-run home run.
Nice.
I try to give him Nick Solak from the Texas Rangers, who plays multiple positions and played very well for me this year. And I try to give him Ohtani as a pitcher. Because Ohtani on fantasy, you could get him as a hitter or a pitcher.
Oh, you can't have him as both? I guess that makes sense.
You gotta draft him as either a hitter or a pitcher.
What did you draft him as then?
I didn't draft him. I ended up getting him in a trade.
Gotcha.
And I picked him up as a pitcher, and someone else has him as a hitter. Hitting wise, they're making out. Pitching wise, it's okay.
Wait, so you're saying you could draft him essentially twice? You could get him in two ways.
Yeah. Like you could have him on your team twice as a pitcher and a hitter.
What app do you use?
For fantasy baseball right now, I've been using Yahoo.
Oh, okay. So the reason that I asked is I wonder if they'll do the same for like Taysom Hill come the NFL season. If you could get
they did it. They did it last year when we were in fantasy football season. You could use them as a tight end or a QB.
Right. Or either or, but you can't have him twice. So what you're saying is essentially you could have, if you traded for him, you could have Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher and Shohei Ohtani as a batter at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, will they do something like that in football?
No, I don't think so.
I agree with you because it is so rare, but I think that would be cool.
I don't think it will happen in any other sport, but I can see the case for Ohtani.
Right. No, that's fair. But please continue. Who'd you get?
So I tried to give him Ohtani and Solak for Wheeler. He declined it, and he actually approved. So I figured it out. As long as you trade him anyone that's Yankees, he'll accept it.
Got you. Yeah, so Sam is a homer, baby.
I traded him Herman and Andujar for Charlie Morton of the Braves and Canning of the Angels, and he accepted it. So I got two solid pitchers for two guys who have been like pretty subpar.
Yeah, I love my boy Sam, but he is definitely a homer for sure.
Anything he's with it.
Since we brought up the topic of Sports Me, I know we have a couple of times. So again, download Sports Me. K-Sub, if you're still on, I know we've talked about it. Download Sports Me, all one word. Same with you, Joseph. Joseph, that was weird, Joe. I believe that you guys would enjoy it. But Hector, did you guys run that trade by Ghost or Mr. Popsicle first? Because I know that he runs shit.
There. Hold
up. K-Sub, you did. Where are you? Get on Battles. Fucking follow us. Let us know what you're using.
Or Mr. Popsicle is no longer on Sports Me.
Really?
They deleted him quick.
I know. It's just such a shame. He provided such good context and information and was probably the most knowledgeable and passionate out of all of us.
That was the key word, passionate.
Yo, him and his tuba, I'm about to show him and his tuba exactly what fucking passionate.
Yo, those pictures, bro. Yo, I'm like, you went on some Black Ops fucking looking.
It was easy. It was easier than you thought. And I already explained to you, and if you need me to, I will off air. But it wasn't that hard to find him. He made it easy to find him. And he specifically has a hard-on for you. And that's what made it easy to find him. Because he is madly in love with you. And it wouldn't shock me if he is one of our viewers tonight.
No way.
It wouldn't shock. I can't see who individually is. I can only see numbers. But it wouldn't shock me because...
What do you mean?
So I can see how many viewers there are, but I can't see what their names are. I can only see where they are. You know what I mean? Like whether it be from YouTube or Twitch or Facebook. I can't see who. I can only see where.
Okay.
You know? So it wouldn't shock me if, because like I said, man, you ever heard the song Stand by Eminem?
Yeah, I obviously, but what do you mean that he's obsessed with me?
He only went on the one stream that we were on ever. He's never been on any other stream that we were on. He only comes on to fucking personally torment you.
On what stream though? What are you talking about?
I'll talk to you after we get off, but it was we had somebody else on recently who streamed on their own platforms. You dig?
No.
I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk to you about it on the side, but our very last person that we had on here, me and you both simultaneously had on here. They streamed on their own personal platforms.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you.
Mr. Popsicle has never been on any stream of that person's ever.
Yeah.
Until we came on.
I remember that.
He only comes on personally to torment you on Sports Me. I really think he has a picture of you hanging above his bed at night, and he
jerks off to it.
Well, you said it first.
He fucking wanks the spanky.
You have your own personal fan club, it seems. Problem is I found him first.
I said what I said. He needs to get some like really like the general with the shack. That's what he needs. Insurance for his car.
I know what fraternity he's a part of, and I know fraternity members of a fraternity he's a part of. I know, but
the fraternity's probably part of his is probably his band fraternity.
It's a national fraternity. I went to school.
He's actually part of the national fraternity.
You went to school, and I went to school with this fraternity. Like my sister-in-law who went to.
It's not my fraternity. Please don't say my fraternity.
No, it's not yours. It's not yours.
Oh God,
but he's in a national fraternity, and he shouldn't put so many things public on the interwebs. That basic.
He's the one guy who talks about that stuff, but yet still does it.
Right.
I'm surprised you found so much shit like that. Like, is his Facebook just like open?
Pretty much. I know exactly what he does for a living, where he's worked, when he started. I didn't creep out people. I didn't purchase anything. It was as simple as a basic fucking search. I mean, like, he commented and liked that specific stream that allowed me to find it. And because I've heard him called a certain name in the past, which I am extraordinarily surprised at his name, as it is super Hispanic.
Oh, so you's not his name?
Hugh is not his name.
That's not
like
his name?
Hyper Hispanic. And I am.
What's his name? What's his name?
I will not say it here because we're on live and this is recorded, but I will talk to you on the side. But I was inherently surprised when I sat there for a good 2 minutes.
That white looking dude is actually Spanish.
Bro, I sat back for a minute. Was like, bullshit. There's no way.
I figured his name was not going to be you because his name was literally Hugh Hefner.
Right.
I figured that was not his name.
But the problem was plenty of people on the app had come out and said, oh, your name is, you know him as Hugh, but his name is X. And I'm like, man, y'all had people calling you by your government. Like, I call myself by my name. You call yourself by my name. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to stand on what we are, but you have to hide behind shit. And then no,
I like the
the Cartman voice, bro. I was
motherfucker. You got Tourette's? Like, what the fuck's going on with you?
It was the
dick stuck down your throat. Like, what the hell?
It was the Cartman voice for me. The second, because I wasn't even on.
Instantly. That was what I said to Jeff. I was like, yo, what the fuck is with this guy sounding like Cartman? Like,
bro, I was in tears. The second, so I wasn't on and I hadn't seen it. And then you sent me that message and I was like, oh, let me go check. And then I saw it. I was like, get the fuck out.
I was like, no way. Christy was staring at me like hysterically. I was sitting here. She's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I swear to God, this is him. This is him. I promise you, this is him. And then I jumped onto the other take that you said was Sam Hot Takes and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm listening. She's like, and then she's walking back and forth through the rooms. And she comes back and she's like, you still fucking listening? I'm like, oh, I swear to God, this is him.
I want to make sure before I go off that I'm right.
Exactly. So then I messaged you and I'm like, yo, listen to this. Tell me this is him. Shit. And then by the time I text you, I listened to it like 2 more times and I'm like, yeah, hands down, this is fucking him. He's a fucking bitch. He's a down bitch.
I gotta like say this, and I'll say it to whoever, and I don't really give a shit. But how down bad must you be to tell everybody that they're losers? You all are soft. You suck. I'm so glad I'm leaving. Delete all of my shit. I never want to be here again. And then sit in the background and watch things and complain privately from the background and then create multiple fake accounts each time you get banned. How pathetic must you be? And like every time we called him out when he was who he was and we called him out for being pathetic, he was like, oh, well, you guys are the bitches. I'm for this.
But then he wants to complain. About like, oh, we're the OGs and, you know, we had tough skin. But then, you know, you see me smoking a joint on the fucking app and you're like, oh,
legally,
that's not you know, acceptable. Like, really? You fucking pussy?
Yep. Legally. Yep. Well, that's the thing. That's what's crazy. And like I said, you got to be down bad to hide like that and to troll like that and you get banned, make a fake account. You get banned, make a fake account. Like, if you about it, you about it. And if all of us are bitches and this app sucks and you don't want to be a part of it and we're all soft, then be gone with you. Go on with yourself to Reddit, to Twitter, the toxic wasteland that is Twitter. Be on with yourself and go do what you gotta do. Like, it's all good. Like,
you know what? I'm glad you said it because I said the same thing the other day. James from Boda said, you know, on Twitter, on Twitter that, you know, they're saying fire Aaron Boone. I'm like, why are you gonna fire Aaron Boone? He's giving you 300 win seasons. He's having a season right now, but it's only 16 games into the season, and 60 games into the season compared to the 60 games into the season last year. There was only a 2-game difference. So why are you so worried? And why would you fire him? There's no reason to fire him.
I agree with you.
Oh, you need a younger coach. What's more younger than Aaron Boone?
Aaron Boone retired from baseball like 10 years ago.
90 years old. Buck Showalter is dirt old.
Right. No, I agree with you. But it kind of goes back to the statement that I made before. New York fans are vicious. New York fans will come after you in 0.4 of a second because you didn't win yesterday. We're very much what have you done for me lately kind of crowd. So I
get it.
I back you. I back you 100%. Aaron Boone is one of the best coaches in baseball in his first 3-4 years of coaching. Hands down by far.
I was like, in his first 3 seasons, 300 win seasons, he would have went to the Super Bowl twice if it wasn't for 2 different teams cheating.
Mm-hmm.
In back-to-back seasons, the Astros and the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, man. I agree with you 100%.
And even though the Astros cheated, it still took them 7 games to beat the Yankees.
And a walk-off homer. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I just think this is one of those times that spoiled, impatient Yankee fans have taken over a hashtag and have run away with it. I get it.
We're all impatient. It's been over 10 years. We need a ring, but
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm an
Maybe because we've seen rings and we know how it tastes.
So. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm a piece of shit, but you haven't won a ring in 10 years. I still got 27. Suck my dick.
That's the thing. we got blessed in our day and age to watch 5, 6 rings happen in our lifetime. So we're telling our next generation, like, relax, we got this, we got this. But they're anxious and they're annoyed that they haven't seen it yet and got to taste it yet. So they're like fighting at their bit, and we're trying to tell them, like, look, we've been there, relax, we got this. But they have to know it yet. They know winning, but they don't know winning.
Right. They know success, but they don't know winning. Exactly. We have to lose for the next 50 years. We have to win no World Series for the next 50 years while 1 or 2 other teams become ridiculously dominant for us to get surpassed. The Yankees have more championships in all of sports than most other teams in their respective sports combined. So I'm not stressed.
Literally, there's only 2. There's 2 teams that are close to the Yankees in championships, and yet they're still almost 10 behind, both in basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers.
Yep.
Both have 18 championships, but the Yankees have 27.
So let me spell this out the way Aaron Rodgers did to Packers fans. Let me spell this out to Yankees fans. RELAX. Relax.
Wait, I just did this. I did this with my therapist today. This is what you do. You close your eyes and you take 2 deep breaths in and 4 deep breaths out. So you go. And you'll feel everything just like chill out.
That was the most zen thing I've ever seen you motherfucking do. I don't know about firing Boone, but I just think there's something wrong with the way this team is built. Too many injury-prone sluggers on the team.
True.
Joe, I can agree with that kind of statement. I don't think we fire Boone, but I do agree that we have gotten away from the small ball baseball that has caused the Yankees to win so many championships, right? I mean, we're talking, the era of Andy Pettitte, Mariano Rivera, Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada, Hideki Matsui. Yes, Hideki Matsui could launch bombs, but we're talking about small ball winners.
Put respect on that man's name.
Who?
Godzilla?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Godzilla can launch bombs, but let's not pretend the success that we have seen is relatively, not small ball success, but intelligent success is what I'll call it. Lately, the Yankees have switched to bigger, flashier home runs, and it's a question that I posed to you on a live, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. I look at Stanton and Judge as like Great Danes, right? You ever seen somebody with a Great Dane or know somebody who owned a Great Dane? Yeah. Great Danes, unfortunately, are not dogs that live very long because they're just fucking big, and it puts a lot of strain on the system. Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge are large human beings. Now, I'm not going to say they're dying young. That's not the comparison. But swinging the bat like they do from your feet,
the field the way Judge does,
from your feet to your legs to your hips to your arms to your core, it puts a lot of strain on your system. Are they the Great Danes of baseball? Are they? Obviously, they are. I feel like obviously I'm right. Is that they're injury prone pretty consistently?
Yeah,
they're off their own muscle mass.
Yeah, they're those guys that are just abnormally large and just like crazy skilled, and it's just because of their size where, like you said, injury starts to tinker. Right. You're just too big.
Right. So I guess, would you rather have a team of, let's call it what it is, a team of Derek Jeters, like a full team of well, I already know the answer. A full team of Derek Jeters, of guys who really aren't going to hit the home runs, but pretty consistently get on base, pretty consistently hit, singles, we'll say. They don't ever hit doubles, triples, or home runs. They only hit singles. I would say they bat 400, but it's all singles. 350, but it's all singles. Or would you rather a team of 250 and all home runs? You know what I mean? Like, so essentially,
I'm taking. Give me a team of Derek Jeter, Ichiro, Pete Rose, and DJ LeMahieu's. Give me those guys. Give me those fucking guys. Because DJ LeMahieu and Ichiro can also hit for power.
Sure, but a team of Pete Roses is unstoppable.
Pete Rose and Derek Jeter, straight contact guys that will hit the home run just because like they hit the ball at the right fucking type of way. Put
your battle here. Put your battle here. I want to know what people think, not only in the chat right here, right now, but in the future when they look at this on fucking Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Put your battle that you know I'm talking about right here, right now. I need to know. I need to know in alternate sources.
I said what I said. Give me that.
No. Ask the people your battle before.
What? Which battle?
Ichiro, Derek.
Oh, okay. So I said, all right. So right now, it's top of the ninth or bottom of the ninth. Bases. You got a man on third base. You're down by 1 run.
2 outs.
On third base. It's the last inning. Down by 1 run. You get to pick one of these 3 guys to come up and get a hit for you. You know that this guy's going to get a hit or bring in an RBI. He's that clutch. Are you
and might I mind, you're like facing the best closer in the league. You're not facing some slump.
You're facing Mariano Rivera. Your hands down facing because if you're saying the best closer in baseball, you already know who the man is. Say his name. Don't disrespect.
You're facing Mariano Rivera. You're down by 1, man on third, 2 outs, and you have this guy at the plate.
And you could pick out of these. Yeah, don't disrespect Mariano. You said best closer in baseball, Mariano Rivera. He has the most saves in baseball.
It caused me to go not famous, but you blow up on TikTok there for a second.
You get to choose out of these 3 guys to come up because you know they're going to give you a hit. They're going to be clutch. They're going to bring in the run. Do you pick Ichiro Suzuki, Derek Jeter, or Pete Rose? Now, I said Ichiro.
I know you and Sam both said Ichiro, and I was shocked that Sam said Ichiro. For a second I think did Pang's pick get in there or no? I
didn't check again, but I said Ichiro, man. I said what I said. I don't just watch Ichiro film. I'm just saying.
I hear you. And your argument is better to me than Sam's because watch the film, right? Sam's argument was, what if he had an extended career and instead of retiring early? What if? I don't like what if statements because
Ichiro didn't retire early, though. My thing was Ichiro played in Japan 8+ years, 10+ years, racked up 3,000 hits plus, then came to the MLB. Played 10+ years and racked up over the man hit over 6,000 hits, almost 6,500 hits in his career. I'm sorry, if you can go 2 different places and rack up those numbers, win MVP, 10 Gold Glove, the man was Rookie of the Year and MVP in his rookie career in the MLB, and that was 10 years after playing a Japan League ball.
I hear you, and that's a good argument because that's where we live on planet Earth and those facts that occurred. Pete Rose, hands down, Pete Rose, who, by the way, free Pete Rose, let him into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Fuck you, Rob Manfred.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Rose is the most prolific hitter, contact hitter in all of baseball history.
He didn't hit for the power or hit across the field. Ichiro did.
I don't need him to hit for power. You said 2 outs, man on third, new Mariano Rivera.
Ichiro was the new Pete Rose. He was a new and better improved Pete Rose.
how are we friends? How are we brothers? And you dare betray me
He
like
would have
this?
shattered Pete Rose's hit record. You don't get it. He would have shattered his hit record. He would have completely shattered his hit record, bro. If he was in the MLB, he would have completely shattered the hit record.
And if Pete Rose played in fucking Japan, he would have had 10,000 hits.
No, you keep Ichiro's Japan stats out of the way. You say he starts at 18 years old in America, MLB. He shatters Pete Rose's record. Shatters it.
I disagree.
Shatters it.
I disagree.
So you saying he does 6,500 hits over 20 seasons in 2 different leagues? He doesn't come
wipe out. I don't think Japan pitching is good as American pitching, though.
The man came over 10 years later. He came over almost in his 30s. He was like 20 fucking 7 years old. Came over to the MLB and still hit 3,000 hits.
So he spent
that man, bro.
So you're saying he spent 10 years in AA? Why didn't he come over sooner if he's so good? He spent 10
Japan
years
has a fucking because they got a thing in there. They could only come over after a certain age. They can only go to the US after like the age of like 28 or 29.
So hold on. There's multiple parts to all of this, and I will get here.
And Joe, I get it. I love Jeter and everything, but like I wouldn't. No. You can't put the perspective of him hitting him high perspectives into account. Like, no.
I emphatically agree with Hector. Derek Jeter, not Jeter slander. Derek Jeter. I agree with you. He has hit big hits in high pressure situations.
Which is why my question was keep the playoffs and clutch hitting out of the perspective of it.
Right.
Because Ichiro didn't see much playoffs.
But this is where I feel betrayed.
But I do believe that.
Betrayed by our biggest fan and my closest friend. Betrayed. I am betrayed. I feel betrayed. No,
because I'm right. Ichiro at 18 coming into the MLB would have hit easily, no doubt, 5,000 hits, and no one would come close. No one would come close.
What if the sky was green? What if men had unicorn horns?
We do have unicorn horns
on our heads. What if we could fly with wings on our back?
We can. If you take enough drugs, you can think of all of that. You can do all of that. You can do all that. There's a thing called meth and crack. With enough of that, you can do that.
I was gonna have a whole thing where I told you to go fuck yourself over the world of what ifs. But I cannot beat that. Well played, sir.
With enough meth and crack, you can do all of that, bro. Like,
well.
If there's anyone under the age of 18 on here, I'm sorry, but which probably
how does under the age of 18 affect meth and crack?
Well, because at least at 18, we're allowed to say this type of shit and there's no offense.
I put parental advisories literally on everything that we do, so don't.
And exactly, parental advisories start at 18, so.
No, that means you shouldn't watch this without parental guidance under 18. Oh my god.
Same shit. Same fucking shit.
Joe is backing you up.
Look at that. He came because I know my stats. I told you he came in and won rookie of the year and MVP in the same year, bro.
Plus
a gold glove. Close a gold glove. The man has 10 gold gloves.
I will never be as ignorant to challenge you on your stats. You have lost only a handful of times, and you've not even lost. You've been right but wrong simultaneously. And I'm mentioning that whole DZ argument that you had. But under the weight of overwhelming pressure, I will not budge simply because I am a Pete Rose stan. and he should be in the Hall of Fame. But
Hey,
you have
I
brought up.
won't disagree. I say it the same way. Baseball will not be 100% free of its bullshit until Pete Rose is in the Hall of Fame.
But you specifically, and Joe backing you up, have brought up a large portion of overwhelming evidence that I am forced to disagree with simply because I am ornery. But well played to the both of you.
I'm just saying, Ichiro is the man to.
And look, I'm not with the Ichiro slander.
Game 7 in the World Series with a man on third, and I need someone to go at bat. Ichiro, get your ass out there, and you do whatever. The man can lay a bunt down, a bunt. He can lay a bunt down, and you are still not getting him out. He is that fucking fast.
I was gonna pull out a whole my big fat Greek wedding reference over the word bunt, but I don't think anyone would get it but me. So, but anyway, I fuck you, Pete Rose. How does that sound? Does that sound pretty good?
No, it's fuck you, commissioners, for not putting Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame.
Honestly. All right, sir. We're at 10 o'clock. Do you have it? I want to make sure that you are up in time for work. So are you good? Are you calling it a night? Let's call it a night.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. While the Yankees are up 4-2 and they look like they're about to do damage in the fifth.
Good. I'll go catch that game upstairs out of my fucking cave.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night and wake up my fiance.
Oh yes, Hector. I can't believe I did not start this all off by saying that. If you have lasted this long, and to those of you who will watch this long, Hector has now officially left the market. The sale is pending. And
all men, stay out of my DMs.
I will live in your DMs, sir. Hector is engaged. He got himself engaged in Cancun. So a round of applause. I've already hugged you and kissed both of you for it. So congratulations. I love you, and I could not be happier for you.
Yeah, I'm sad too.
But anyway, guys, so for future record, Wednesday's episode drops. Thursdays we're gonna do the live, and Fridays is when I'm gonna put out the extended cut YouTube version of the recorded podcast from Wednesday. So Hector, why don't you end it?
I said what I said. Ichiro.
So that ending sucked.
Well, how did it suck? Ichiro, man. You gotta go with Ichiro. He's the best hitter of all.
Said what I said.
I said what I said.